A fundamental right is only as strong as your ability to enforce it. Without a specific, identifiable entity that is legally bound to respect your freedoms, the words in a constitution remain purely abstract. The framers of the Indian Constitution recognized that power does not sit in one centralized location. It is distributed everywhere, appearing in offices and councils across the country. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar designed a structural solution to this problem. Before the Assembly could list the rights themselves, they had to define exactly who those rights protect the citizen against. This definition is found in Article 12. It provides the legal meaning for a single, all-important term used throughout Part 3 of the Constitution, the state. Article 12 acts as an accountability umbrella. It dictates whose actions fall under constitutional limits, establishing that state authority encompasses far more than the offices in the national capital. The first layer of the state is the most obvious: the union government and the parliament in Delhi. The second layer extends to the regional level, covering state governments and their legislatures. The third layer is where power trickles down into your immediate surroundings. Article 12 explicitly includes local authorities. This includes the municipalities that paid your roads, district boards, and village panchayats. Consider a city council managing a neighborhood park. Because that council uses public funds and exercises statutory power, its members act as the state. When local boards or city councils make rules, like a ban on cricket in that park, they must respect your fundamental rights, just as the Prime Minister must. Constitutional protection extends into the neighborhood parks and city streets where citizens live their daily lives. The definition ends with a final, highly ambiguous phrase: other authorities. This creates a gray area. It forces a question. Does this label include private universities, independent corporations, or registered societies? Take a school with a private nameplate on the gate. If that school is entirely funded by the government or holds a legal monopoly over education in a city, it begins to function as an arm of the state. The Supreme Court spent decades clarifying this ambiguity through a series of landmark rulings. In the R.D. Shetty case, the court introduced the instrumentality test. Judges look past the formal name of an organization to see if a body is acting as an agency of the government. The test looks for deep government control, substantial public funding, or the performance of a massive public function. A private logo cannot exempt an organization from constitutional oversight. When an entity wields genuine public power, it is the state. This closes a critical loophole. It ensures the government cannot simply create a private company, grant it absolute power, and claim immunity from fundamental rights. Indian constitutional law investigates the substance of the work being done, rather than the title of the organization. We see this clearly in modern governance, where private contractors are often the ones executing public health duties or state projects on the ground. As governance becomes more complex and privatized, the accountability umbrella expands to cover wherever public power is exercised. This ensures that your rights remain intact and enforceable, whether you are dealing with a massive ministry or a local school board. Understanding Article 12 is about recognizing your place in the nation. It ensures that any entity exercising state authority over your life remains legally accountable to you.